Legend of the Pineapple. Once upon a time there was a mother and daughter who lived in a faraway place. The mother is Mrs. Rosa and the daughter is Pinya. Mrs. Rosa loves her only child very much. So Pinya grew up pampered. Mrs. Rosa wanted Pinya to learn household chores, but Pinya always insists that she already knows how to do what her mother teaches. One day, Mrs. Rosa got sick. She couldn't get up and do housework, so she ordered Pinya to cook porridge. Pinya cooked the porridge but forgot about it because she was playing. The porridge was burnt. Mrs. Rosa shook her head and just thought that she was somehow served by her daughter. Mrs. Rosa's illness lasted for a long time, so Pinya was forced to do the housework. One day, while she was cooking, she couldn't find the match and then she asked her mother where it was. One time it was the ladle that she was looking for. It happened repeatedly. She always couldn't find what she was looking for and she always asked her mother. Mrs. Rosa was annoyed by Pinya's attitude, so she said, "Oh, Pinya, I hope you have many eyes, so you can see everything and don't ask me questions anymore." Mrs. Rosa angrily said. Because Pinya knew that her mother was angry, she didn't say a word. She left to look for the ladle that she had been looking for. When night came, Pinya was still not at home. Mrs. Rosa was worried. She called her but no one answered. She was then forced to get up and prepare food. After a few days, Mrs. Rosa recovered and looked for Pinya. She asked her neighbors if they had seen her daughter. But Pinya disappeared like a bubble. Mrs. Rosa never saw Pinya again. One day, Mrs. Rosa saw a plant in her yard. She didn't know what kind of plant it was. She took good care of it until it produced fruit. Mrs. Rosa was very surprised to see the shape of its fruit. It is shaped like a human head and seems to have many eyes. She suddenly remembered the last thing she said to Pinya, that she wished she had many eyes to see what she was looking for. She wept silently and regretted what she said to her daughter. She took good care of the plant and called it Pinya. After a long time, the word Pinya became Pinya.